What is up, YouTube? We are back breaking down UFC 329. Yeah, 329. Totally forgot I had this channel until I'm watching halfway through the ceremonial weigh-ins. I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta let the people know with the fade 80% of the time. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. I mean, it's gonna be a quick one though. I can't I just like this card. The card is fantastic. For a McGregor card, it is actually insane. Am I hyped about the main event? Absolutely not. Especially it being at welterweight. There's no implications for me. Absolutely none. Yes, if McGregor wins, yes, does he get a free title shot at welterweight? Probably. I agree. Probably does happen. I don't like it, but it's real. It does happen. Um, I'm just like, I sit here and I think I'm like, if Holloway wins, he goes down to lightweight. Like, there's no way he stays at welterweight. If McGregor wins, yeah, he stays at welterweight, but like, what does it matter? Welterweights are way different now than they were 5 years ago, 4 years ago, heck, 3 years ago. It's a different division now. These guys are massive. These guys are well-rounded middleweights. Simple and plain. Morales, Protez, Protez, sketchy grappling. Ian Gary. Islam is the champ for who knows how long with how this year's been going. But I mean, we just got to get right into it. Let's start about the card. Um, First fight, Alessandro Costa versus Cody Durden. Tricky fight. Costa's been active recently. He's kind of recovered a little bit. Jeez, I'm in Jaguar land. We got to get out of this actually on some stuff because we're never gonna get through a video on this. Hold on. So we gotta go northwest. We'll go down here. Um, Alessandro Costa, Cody Durden. Cody Durden, always tricky. It's a guy I never really like, especially to bet on, because you never know what Cody Durden's going to show up. But Alessandro Costa, he's got some sort of heat in his hands, pretty versatile with the striking. I don't think he gets Cody Durden out of there early. I think he gets a decision, though. 29-28. 130-27. Cody Durden's given some issues in the beginning rounds, but Costa starts to find the range and everything, and it's all bread and butter from there, baby. On to the next fight, we got Ryan Gondra versus Zachary Reese. Zachary Reese is garbage. Absolutely garbage. Like, if he loses this, probably out of the UFC, and that's nothing to take away from Gondra. Gondra is actually some sort of decent, I guess, as a prospect. Got Jose Medina out quicker than Teve Gaudier did it. Whatever. I gotta go with Gondra first round KO. Honestly, dude, that Reese and Michel Pereira fight was horrible. I remember watching that and just like wanting to rip my eyes out. I want to do that in general, but like especially during that fight. I mean, it was disgusting. Like it was literally like what the heck was that? That's a that's a female whitetail calling. That sounds like the end of a Geico commercial. What was that? That was weird. I don't know. Either way. Ah, no. I was just an oslet. I don't care about oslets. What is an oslet gonna do to me? Honestly, 40-pound cat. What? Do something. Yeah, that's what I meant. Flay. Flee. Whatever. I gotta go with Gondra. First round KO. Getting Reese out there early. Shows him no respect. Reese tries to strike with him. He gets countered. Probably like a sweeping hook or something. Check hook. It's just like Reese is going to try to trade in the pocket, think that he's going to be able to do something, and he's not going to be able to. Zachary Reese is, I wouldn't say one of the worst middleweights, but he's right up. He's in that category of bad middleweights. So I think that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh my gosh. I think that's diamond potential. It's diamond potential. It's not. I'm not saying it's a diamond two. All right. Give me a second, then we'll get back into the video. Hold on. We're gonna get in close. We're gonna get in close on this one. Oh. Alright, so while we're getting in closer, we're going to the next fight. Gondra first round KO on the last one. Fareed Basharat versus John Garza. John Garza stepping in short notice, 23 years old, replacing Ethan Ewing, who is arguably one of the best prospects right now that the sport has seen. It was a meme about like 8 months ago when he first came up to face Malcolm Wellmaker, dismantled him, dismantled another undefeated prospect, finished him. Ethan Ewing probably would have beat Farid Basharat. I think it would have been close. Probably wouldn't have went to decision if I had to guess. This is Basharat again. I think Basharat is going to 30-27, 30-26 this guy, though. I don't think Basharat's going to finish him. From what I'm hearing, this John Garza guy has potential. I heard he's fairly durable. Undefeated, but it's only through 6 fights. It's so hard to gauge this guy. However, oh jeez, this is gonna be so sketchy. This is gonna be so sketchy right here. This is gonna be so sketchy. I would love a diamond whitetail right about now. I would love that. That would be insane. It'd be a master class. That would be a master class if I was able to pull this off right about now. I don't think it hits diamond, to be honest. Well, grease didn't come from the mountains or come from trees. Whoa. Oh my goodness. You know what? Let's go happy right here. Oh my goodness. Alright, we've seen enough. So this lake is Whitetail Central. No doubt about that. Try to take notes on that. My goodness. Um, yeah, but this is just John Garza. You know, he's gonna get a free ticket into the UFC. Not that there's anything wrong about that, but you know, at the same time, it's like if Ferry Basra, double long, not diamond, 239.46. Ferry Basra, he's he's good. He's very, very good. The Matsumoto win is obviously aging well, even though I think Matsumoto just lost on the last card to Bexat. You know, I think that's one of the biggest robberies I've seen all year, if not the biggest, in my opinion. No, actually, we're not gonna do it. We're just gonna flee him. Um, you know, he's undefeated. He has no finishing ability though. Same with Javid. Javid just got cut though. That's the older brother. That's the one that came in first. Um, I think Farrah would have lost to Ethan Ewing. I don't think Ethan Ewing would have destroyed him, but I think it would have been a close fight that would have went Ewing's way. Trifecta first off right here. Bang, bang. That's money. Um, no, we'll go up here. We'll go up here. But yeah, this is just supposed to be meant for an easy win for Basharat. Maybe they run the Ethan Ewing fight after this. I doubt it. He'll probably just get top 15 after this. I think he is like 14 or 15, but there's two separate rankings now, which is so stupid. So stupid. Just give me one, whether it's AI or not. I hate AI, but whatever. Um, I'm gonna go Botshot decision. I can just see Garza just lasting in there and just not getting chinned that easily. And then on to the next fight, we got Cesar Almeida versus Damian Penas. Um, Dude, Almeida is seasoned. He's a very good striker. I don't know how Penas is in the grappling department. I doubt he'll be able to implement that in a way where it's going to get him that first round finish. I'm going to go with Penas. Second round KO. Early second round KO, though. I could see Penas just being a little bit hesitant, trying to get reads on Almeida. And then Almeida's going to fucking crash it or something. Like, he's just going to do something crazy. And that, like, just get impatient. And then he's gonna get smoked, honestly. So I'm thinking it's gonna be Paynoff second round KO. I could see Almeida actually winning the first round though, just based off of doing a little bit more, maybe landing a shot that kind of stumbles Paynos a little bit, but I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna think that Damian Paynos is gonna win this by finish, second round KO. Don't really need to talk more about this fight, honestly, because there is a world where I do think that Cesar Almeida could lose. Um, or Cesar Almeida could win, rather. Um, but it's just, I mean, this should be a Paynos win. There's a reason why they're putting him on this card. They're trying to build him up. He had a really great contender series fight. Had a solid debut. Jeez, dude, the oslet, bro. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. On to the next fight. I think the only women's fight on the card. We got Tracy Cortez versus Kong Wang. Um, Cortez is looking a little bit more well-rounded nowadays, but she's not gonna beat Kong Wang. I'm sorry. I know about I watched the Gabriela Fernandez upset. I seen it with my eyes. It was very discouraging. I would like to think that Kong Wang made adjustments. And if she didn't, is Tracy Cortez really gonna be the one to outheart her and mix it up well enough to like catch her on the feet and then get the sub? I don't think so. Tracy Cortez, everybody loves her. I get it. You know, she's somewhat of a personality, but she's not. Is her head really in the game of MMA? It seems like Hong Wang, who's I think is like the same age as Valentina, if not like a year or two younger, is like literally like, okay, I need to like get there fast. I need to get to a title shot fast. So she's like full dedication. Tracy Cortez, I don't know that. Maybe she is, but like it just doesn't seem that way. Poor IQ against Blanchfield. She was actually doing decent up until she got smoked. What was it? It was like she got reversed on the ground and then just got pummeled out or like submitted. It was crazy. I saw it with my eyes. Um, I gotta go with Wayne Kong second round KO. Nothing happens really in the first. Wayne Kong probably stuns her at the end, maybe, and then that's how that goes. On to the next fight, though. We got Kai Kamaka the third versus Luke Riley. I fell asleep during the last Luke Riley fight against Aswell. Aswell looked horrible in his last fight. Since then, whoa. Whoa, where did that go? It was over here. I know it was over here. Spectacle Bear. Colin Peccary. Um, and like, I don't even buy into the hype of Kai Kamaka the third, but I thought he looked pretty decent in that last fight. I bet against him because I was like, I remembered him from his first UFC stint. I was like, eh. But like, dude, English MMA, man. I know there's so many different factions of it, whatever. They're not that good, man. They're just not that good. I don't know, dude. Luke Riley, he's kind of got hands, but like, first round, the Bodon Grad fight, he was held down easily. Kakamaka, I remember being like looking at him, and I was like, I wasn't thinking future contender. I wasn't thinking future rank, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, this guy could be a Luke Riley. He could. I could just see him just doing a little bit more, evading the big shots, and then Luke Riley's just like rushing for a finish. And it's just like he trains with Paddy Pimblett, dude, and Shamrock. Shamrock is garbage, dude. Actually garbage. Patty Pimblett, dude. We'll get to him in a second, but like, dude, he's not that good. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like Luke Riley, yeah, he has like decent finishes on a regional scene. I've heard he's another Cage Warriors great, whatever. But like, dude, Kai Kamaka, like, don't get me wrong. I don't think Kai Kamaka will ever be that well. I think his best case scenario is he is a gatekeeper out right outside the rankings. But I don't know, man. I don't I don't know, man. I think I gotta go with Kai Kamaka decision. 29-28, maybe a split. Just does a little bit more early on, and then Luke Riley might find it later in the fight. But like even then, like I don't think he drops him. I think lands maybe the more damaging strikes one of the rounds, but that's my first upset of the card because I'd imagine Luke Riley's some sort of favorite. On to the next fight though, we got Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. I ain't gonna lie, it shouldn't have been like this, but I was back and forth on this fight. Um, Cody looked so bad in his last fight. He literally won because freaking Long Zhao or whatever his name is. He won because Long Zhao basically just fouled him too many times, lost the point. It still should have been a draw, from what I remember, I think. And they just gave Cody like an extra round that shouldn't have went to him. Yanez has looked decent recently, since the Martinez loss, I think it was. Um, I don't think he'll ever be top 10. He'll definitely probably be like at some point in his career like a 10 to 15 guy. Just because he does have decent striking. A lot of people think that he should have won that Ricky Simone fight. I have Ricky Simone, so it is kind of tough for me to kind of judge that. Um, let me pull this out real quick. Let me see. Oh my gosh. Really? That's what all slit was. So the oscillate was there. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, tough for me to gauge that. I gotta go with the younger guy though, and Adrian Yanez. I think he's gonna do it second round KO. I think Garbrandt's gonna come out there, and I think he's gonna be timid again. And I could see him actually stunning Yanez, so nothing like too crazy, but like just like one of those things where he hits him pretty clean with like a hook or something, and then points at him, and then Yanez just like he's flicking the 1-2s. He's just quick with it, body shots. He's mixing it up, and then that's how that goes. So I'm gonna go Yanez second round KO. On to the next fight, we got Gable Steveson versus Alicia Ellison. Like I said, or not like I said, but Joe Rogan called him Gable Stevenson. I think I heard funny. It's hilarious, honestly. But like, so Gable Stevenson, I was just calling him Gable Stevenson. That's crazy. Um, I didn't even know this. Not that I was ever a big fan or whatever. I didn't really care for him. I just thought it was like cool that heavyweight got a thing. But like, I guess all this stuff is reappearing about the loophole thing in Minnesota with him about 7 years ago, with him and his teammate, and then the girl, and then the whole situation that was really bad. And the only reason it got dismissed because like she was drunk, which is so stupid. Like I honestly should be, he should be in jail. His teammates should be in jail probably. And just based off the evidence. Um, if it is false, that's one thing, but from what I've heard, it seems pretty accurate. It just seems like it got dismissed because probably more so because he was going to be a superstar that would carry his state. But if not, they went back on a rule where it's like if she's drunk, it doesn't matter what happens to her. It doesn't, it like basically foregoes it or whatever, which is so stupid. And then they ended up, Minnesota, the state of Minnesota, changed that law 2 or 3 years after. So everyone's calling him loophole right now. Um, and if that is true, screw him. Honestly, I hope he gets decimated even outside of an octagon. You're a scumbag. You are an absolute piece of shit. With all due respect, not even with all due respect. No, you are a piece of shit. However, we just got to go based off the fight. I do think he's going to win. This is an absolute layup for him. He gassed out in his last fight. I saw people break down his interviews. He's a robot. He's a weirdo, bro. Of course, John Jones is in his corner. Um, am I surprised? Not at all. I mean, like these guys, man. Like, what's going on in New Mexico? First off, like you got like Hoke, it's like the most normal one, or Steve Garcia. Well, Steve Garcia is definitely the most normal one technically, but Hoke, it's like the most normal one in that gym of like the bigger weight classes, and it's a weird, really really weird thing that's going on over there, and I mean I don't even know, man. It's just I mean, I think Stevenson's gonna get him first round sub, but like I said, with all this stuff that's coming out again, and like a lot of people kind of explaining the parameters of the laws of what was happening and all that, and it's just like, this dude's a scumbag. Honestly, I hope he gets chinned. I hope a couple follow up shots too. I don't hope he dies. Obviously, I'm never gonna wish that upon anyone, but you know, I hope that somebody, even if it's this guy, Alicia Ellison, who shouldn't be in the UFC, you know, gets a few extra shots, holds in a sub longer than that, and like that's probably not going to happen, obviously. But um, Gable Stevenson can get screwed, honestly, if all that stuff is true, which it seems like there's a lot of evidence to prove that is. And he just got away with it because he's Minnesota's probably best athlete to college in decades, if not years. I don't know what else they would have had, but stupid ass law. They changed it because of him, but he still doesn't have to face that. And prayers to that girl and her family and everything that she's went through because if that is true, absolutely horrible. On to the next fight, we got Robert Whitaker versus Nikita Krylov. Um, this is a tricky fight. This is like one of the trickiest fights to kind of judge. I mean, Bobby Knuckles, light heavyweight debut. That's real. That is so real. And like, I used to believe in lighter man skill until I saw the Taporia fight. Until I saw what other fight. There was another fight that maybe Hamza Shemaev middleweight. Like it's not really that. Like that was just poor game plan by both of them, obviously. But it's just like I'm not buying into the lighter man skill as much as I used to. Do think Krylov is pretty chinny. I think Whitaker's gonna have a speed advantage. But what is Whitaker's chin gonna look like at light heavyweight? This guy's hit harder. Adesanya really doesn't have that much power looking back on it. He doesn't. Was it the weight cut? Is it just Bobby Knuckles? I don't know. Which Krylov am I gonna get? Because the ones I've been seeing recently, they're pretty mid. I'm kind of sitting here, I'm like, dang, Alonzo Menifield would probably hold his own against Krylov nowadays. And for that reason, I gotta go Whitaker second round KO, man. I don't think he does in the first. I think first it's slow-ish. I think they both kind of have moments. Whitaker's kind of backpedaling. He's on the outside. He's just like trying to figure it out. He's trying to see if he can counter more, if anything. And then I can see like a 1-2 kind of down the pipe that just kind of puts Krylov down, following up with ground and pound. I'm going to go Whitaker second round KO here, honestly. Sketchy decision, though. There is an absolute real chance that there's a very, very, very real chance that Krylov does find it early. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. It really just turned as soon as I shot. That's crazy. But yeah, Whitaker second round KO, and then we are on to the main card. We got Bobby Green versus Terrence McKinney, who apparently it's a bad beef matchup. Apparently, Bobby Green does not mess with Terrence McKinney. This, in my opinion, is the hardest fight to predict. Bobby Green, 3 fight win streak. He's looking pretty decent. I wouldn't say he's looking his best. I think his best was probably a few years ago, right before the Jalen Turner fight. Um, no, even a little bit before that. Probably before the Islam Makhachev fight when he lost 29-28 to Fiziev. Um, he beat somebody else there. Like, that's probably his best. That was probably his best. But he's hitting like a second reemergence right about now. Um, and if there is a guy that, he might be able to pick apart, it would be Terrence McKinney. But the problem with McKinney is he is a very early and fast starter. Um, he's a very early and fast starter. It's so hard to judge kind of how McKinney's going to be. McKinney's also kind of looking like he's hitting it in his prime a little bit too. Oh, no way. I thought for sure I had that one. Um, dude, it's tough. It's tough. It's a very, very tough one. I think Bobby Green is going to slip the punches of Terrence McKinney, and McKinney's going to gas. And Bobby Green, I think the Zoe Huber fight proved a lot more. The Jeremy Stevens fight doesn't mean shit to me. It doesn't mean anything to me, in my opinion. The Zoe Huber fight, even though Zoe Huber, you can say he was never that good, whatever, and a completely different stylistic matchup. I think Bobby Green's composed enough. He's good enough to evade those early shots. And I think McKinney's going to gas early. He still has great takedown defense. That's where the hands being low comes into play. McKinney's fast. McKinney's powerful. There's 100% a way that McKinney wins this easily. I just I have to trust more in the vet and Bobby Green at 38, 39 years old to do it. Bobby Green first round KO. I don't want to talk about this anymore because I might even flip my pick and I don't want to do that. So Bobby Green first round KO. That's how we're rocking. I don't care about that. These oscillates are kind of making me mad. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah, Zepekari. Um, on to the next fight. Oh wait, I skipped one. Thankfully, I caught myself there. Brandon Royval versus Lonnie Kavanaugh. This is an interesting fight too. A lot of people are writing off Brandon Royval, and you can obviously make an argument to do so. He's been at the top for like about 5 years so now. You know, the Moreno one's not aging very well. I get that. He was in a really close fight with Van. A lot of people are being like, "Oh, Van schooled him." Some people are saying it was Van 30-27. You might be able to score that. That's a fight that was very hard to score. I watched it live. I watched it back multiple times. I can never score it. It's just one of those fights that's just so dang close. Obviously Van definitely went third round, like no doubt about it. But these guys, they went to war. Oh, whoa, whoa. Lonnie Kavanaugh, man, the Charles Johnson loss is not aging well. Um, but the Brandon Moreno win's a big one. As a former champ, took him 5 rounds, short notice. Lonnie Kavanaugh's good. It's just like, is he that good right now? Is Manel Cap that powerful? Does he just have a whole different power thing? I'm seeing people saying, "Oh, Kavanaugh first round KO, Kavanaugh second round KO." Not buying it. There's no way. Oh shoot. That's unfortunate. Um, I do think it goes Kavanaugh, especially in a 3 rounder. I know he has the 5 round experience, but I do think it goes Kavanaugh. I don't think it will be as fun and as explosive as the Van fight. I think Royval will be a little more timid. I think Kavanaugh will be a little timid. I'm not saying it's gonna be like a really strategic, very close chess match, but I think there is a world where I see a Kavanaugh 29-28 unanimous. I don't think Roy Val's gonna win this one, but it's very close. If Roy Val does win, I wouldn't be that surprised. I really would not be by any means. I think that Kavanaugh's pretty good. He's younger. The Brandon Moreno win probably helped him build that confidence again, especially after Charles Johnson lost, and that's how I'm rocking. On to the next fight, we got Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista. Um, Rematch. This they already fought a few years ago. Mario Bautista probably improved more than Sandhagen in my opinion, but dude, Sandhagen's still really good, man. He's just tricky. He's tricky. I think this is going to be a split decision. If not, this is going to be unanimous Corey Sandhagen. Again, I am betting it. I shouldn't be. It should be Mario Bautista because rematches never go the same way as we ever think. Especially this one. This one on paper is close, you know. Bautista, and there's nothing taken away from Bautista. He's looked so great recently. He is well rounded. Umar fight was like fairly close. It still was Umar, but you know, I don't think Sandhagen's old enough, and I think Sandhagen's still hungry enough where he's gonna win that type. So I'm gonna go with Sandhagen right there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to speed through this now because I'm not trying to keep doing this, but we got to go on to the co-main event. Paddy Pimblett versus Benoit Saint Denis. Like I was telling you when we were breaking down Luke Riley, I think the Saint Denis, or not Saint Denis, Paddy and his gym, mad overrated. Um, a bunch of stupid British people nobody cares about. It's like the Beatles version of MMA. Nobody cares. Jeez, that kind of scared me. Um, Benoit Saint Denis, though, I mean, both of them are idiots, bro. They fight like idiots. Like, you know, like we can always say, oh, lightweight's such a competitive division, lightweight, whatever. If anything, these guys are just weight bullies, man. These guys are just weight bullies, man. They're weight bullies with decent jujitsu. That's all it is. They have a little bit of power where, you know, if someone's like, if they can be reckless enough. I mean, these guys, man, they're just not that good. Saint Denis' resume is aging pretty well right now. Don't get me wrong, I will give them that. But I'm watching people break down the Hooker fight because I remembered it way differently than I thought. Saint Denis, bro, I'm honestly sitting here as someone who is trash, trash, and I think I could probably shoot a better takedown than him. Not on Dan Hooker, obviously, but like in general. But don't get me wrong, it works. The unorthodox stuff, it works. But like if he shoots these types of takedowns that he was, what the heck was that guy? If he shoots those types of takedowns on Paddy Pimblett, you best believe he's getting subbed. Paddy has the durability advantage. Like Benoit, dude, like it's just like, dude, and Patty's ass too, bro. Yes, everyone's glazing Patty right now. He went 5 rounds with Gaethje, and Taporia could barely do four. Don't get me wrong, Taporia's an idiot. I love Taporia. He's an idiot though. The way he approached that Gaethje fight, stupid. Lost his vision in 2 minutes. You know why? It wasn't because of Gaethje's power. It's because he's walking in jabs. Disrespected Gaethje completely. You can't do that as a 5'7" lightweight, relying on your power. Just can't do that. The Patty's best one is Chandler, and Chandler is garbage, absolute garbage. Granted, it was like a year and a half ago at this point. I mean, I'm so excited for this fight, but I'm excited for the wrong reasons. I'm excited to see who Taporia's next victim is because it's whoever wins this fight. I'm going with Patty though. Crazy. I know. I just talked so much shit on him. Whatever. I was probably going to Saint Denis as of earlier than 2 weeks ago. I gotta go Patty. This is. He has more ways to finish the fight. I believe in his jiu-jitsu more than Benoit Saint Denis. I believe in his gas tank more than Benoit Saint Denis. I believe in his durability more than Benoit Saint Denis. I believe in Benoit Saint Denis striking, but if Patty's going to be able to take those shots early and often, what happens when round three comes around? And now you got Saint Denis having rumors of staph infection again. What happened the last time he had rumors of that? He got chimped by frickin' Poirier, who's jumping guillotines on him. It's a waste of my time. It's actually a waste of my frickin' time. Um, I'm going Patty Pimblett. Like, I just, like, this is so. I hope I'm proven wrong, honestly. It's better for sport if Patty wins. But Patty's so insufferable. Like, I would love for Benoit to win. I just don't think Benoit's going to do it. The more and more as it gets closer to the fight, I used to think this is 50-50. I'm sitting here now, I'm thinking, dude, this is going to be Patty. And I don't think Patty's going to run away with it. I'm not putting serious money on Patty. That would be a dumb move in itself, like I said. I just hear Black Cayman. Get up on this rock. There's a croc around, guy. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. No doubt. But yeah, I'm going Patty second round sub. I think Benoit's gonna have. I think Benoit drops him in the first round though. I do think that that happens. But I think Patty just out gasses him, out dirt, just out whatever's him, bro. Like honestly, I don't think Patty wins the exchanges on the feet, but I think Benoit gasses out early. And then by the like early to mid second round, it's like okay, well Patty's got it in the bag. It's just like how is he gonna do it? And I think he's gonna sub Benoit Saint Denis guy. I think that's happening. Main event. We're not talking about this too much, honestly, because people have been trying to get in my head. I understand they've made some decent reasons to get in my head, and with how this year has been going, they should be in my head. A lot of people are saying McGregor, especially because of the welterweight. The welterweight thing is the biggest advantage. McGregor's fought what 3 times a welterweight, 2-1 a welterweight. Um, Max Holloway's never fought a welterweight. McGregor's hungry. You know, all the older fighters have won in the main events, the pay per view or numbered events this year, which is so crazy in itself. Um, I can't see it though, man. I have to like if McGregor wins this one, I'm probably switching my pick to Islam Makhachev if I'm actually doing that. Because I might already go Islam against Ian Gary, but actually, no, I'm not. I am going to Ian Gary. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll see. Maybe I change my mind in the next 6 weeks, but as of right now, I think this is Holloway. I think Holloway does get dropped, though. Again, same thing as the Patty fight. I think the guy that loses, or the guy that loses drops the guy that wins. But the guy that wins with the volume and the pace and the durability and whatever comes back and wins. And I think McGregor gasses out after the first round, and it looks really bad, and people are like, "Oh, well, this fight wasn't what we expected." Early second round KO for Max Holloway. Pieces him up. It's just so bad. Barrage him against the fence. Probably a standing TKO. If not, maybe he gets knocked down like the Poirier fight. Well, I guess like Poirier fight, he was technically out cold. I don't think he was like that out cold, but you know what I mean. But I don't know. That's why I'm rocking Holloway second round KO. I'll try to recap this. We'll see. I just wanted to get this out because I'm watching ceremonial weigh-ins and I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, this. This needs to be broken down a little bit. We'll see what happens. Goodbye.